All right, good morning. Bonjour tout le monde. Welcome to Operation Come Home. I am John Heckbert. Je m'appelle John Heckbert, the directeur exécutif de Opération Rentrée au Foyer. I'm very pleased to welcome you all here today, and thank you for your attendance, for your attention to something that is vital for our community and for the young people in it. Today we're going to announce a special program, and in addition to the work that we do at Operation Come Home, to protect young people from the harms of substance use. This work is vital. A couple years ago, I met a young person, a young man, here in our program, who was 16 years old, living in Canada, the pretty standard, typical experience of any young person in Canada, got an injury playing hockey. And as part of that injury, the recovery plan included surgery and physiotherapy and painkillers. And as he was taking painkillers, he became addicted. And when that addiction took over, the medical care that he was receiving, they obviously tried to intervene and to help that youth transition out of that care. But it didn't work, and he sought illicit sources to fuel his addiction. That spiraled for that young person into a life that included being street involved and experiencing homelessness in our community. A lot of the time when you talk about this work that we're doing at Operation Come Home, we talk about homelessness as a statistical problem, as a trend. And we sometimes forget the young people, the faces of the people that are impacted by the work that we do. It's easier to remember those people when you work here on the front line, but in the media coverage and in the conversations about it publicly, it becomes abstract. This is not abstract for us. These are our kids, and they need our help. And so I'm absolutely thrilled to be able to participate in this announcement today and to welcome MP Yasir Naqvi to come and share a few words about the work that the Government of Canada is doing. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. First of all, thank you, John, for that very kind introduction. I'll speak about the important work that you and Operation Come Home does in a moment. But I do want to start by acknowledging that we are meeting on the traditional, unceded, and unsurrendered territory of the Algonquin and Anishinaabe people. The acknowledgement is important for many, many reasons, but for me personally, it's extremely important as a reminder that we have to learn from the original stewards of this land. They have lived on this land for a very long time. And as we build our lives on this land, we have a lot to learn from Indigenous people, from their history, from their culture, from their traditions, and be better stewards of this land. And that's for me, why I always start my remarks with that acknowledgement as a reminder to myself. I'm always grateful to come and visit Operation Come Home. This is one of my many trips here, and I always enjoy coming here to see some incredible people. Some of them are here, and thank you for taking time from your busy schedule for the good work that you do with youth in our community. This is an incredible secret gem, hidden gem in Centertown in terms of the work that you do every single day in creating new opportunities for our youth in the community. Right behind these flags is actually a school where young people get their high school education at their own pace. It's a partnership with, I believe, with both Ottawa Carleton and Ottawa Catholic School Boards, am I correct? And it's amazing to see some young people being here, if you come in the middle of the day, doing their homework and really sort of working hard to rebuild their lives. This is the kind of stuff that Operation Come Home does. We're in the middle of January now, and we know weather has been really cold. This time more than ever highlights the needs for the kind of things that we're talking about today, to ensure that we're doing everything in our capacity to avoid homelessness, especially for young people, to create opportunity for them to have a warm, safe place to live. Just a week ago, somebody passed away tragically down the street from here. They were found not well, not alive, in a very cold winter night. That should not happen in our society. that should not happen in the capital city of Canada. We have to do everything possible to ensure that there are supports necessary for members of our community, for whatever reason, find themselves at a place where they have to find shelter on the street. And that's why I'm really thankful for the hard and incredible work that Operation Come Home does. Government of Canada have a long-lasting relationship with Operation Come Home, providing them support so that they can continue to prevent homelessness, to create opportunities for young people. And that's why I'm very pleased to announce that we are investing more than $1.3 million in federal funding to Operation Come Home. This funding will support youth aged 16 to 25 in Ottawa who are street involved or experiencing homelessness and who are at risk of substance use harms. This program is led by peers that will deliver information resources and harm reduction and cessation supports to our youth, first aid and overdose response training, ongoing and regular access to peer social supports, group session participation, and counseling services. This project will work closely with hospital and other treatment center programs to ensure that youth leaving these programs have the supports they need. The key thing about this program and this funding is that it's peer-led. It's led by youth. These services are provided by youth who have experienced substance abuse, who have experienced homelessness. They are able to speak to these youth as peers. They are trauma-informed. They have lived with those same experience so that you can create those meaningful relationships and find supports. John and the team tells me that those peer workers are out there on the streets right now in Centertown providing these important supports. This program is about saving lives. It is about making sure that the most basic need that's required is there and the supports. This is about enhancing public and community safety to make sure that those who live in the community who want to make sure that everybody is looked after, and that allows for our businesses, local businesses to thrive and residents to live in safety as well. That is the work that we are doing. I am thankful to Operation Come Home to do this very important but difficult work, especially at this time of the year. It's an honor for me to learn from them, to be in partnership with them, and I'm really thankful to Government of Canada to make this important funding available so that we can provide real supports as they are needed in our community every single day. Once again, thank you very much for being here, and thank you to all of you for the work that you do, and please extend my gratitude to all the peers who are out there, the caseworkers on the streets, providing these important services in some really difficult circumstances. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much, MP Naqvi. So I get to work with some excellent people, as Yasir had said, to implement this program and to help deliver this. On the Health Canada side, we work with some wonderful people in the Substance Use and Addictions Program, including Erica and Schubert and the team over there, who have been tremendous and who we feel very strongly are 100% behind this, as much as MP Naqvi and the team here at Operation Come Home are. I also get to work with some wonderful people we talked about here in the building. My colleague Katie Price is the coordinator of the program and is here to offer a couple of extra words about it. So welcome, Katie.
Readjust. Thank you, John. On behalf of Operation Come Home, we would like to extend our sincere gratitude to Health Canada for their generous funding support. Ce soutien est essentiel pour nous permettre d'atteindre nos objectifs et de faire progresser notre mission. Nous apprécions profondément la confiance qui nous a été accordée et nous nous engageons à utiliser ces appuis pour avoir un impact positif et significatif. My name is Katie Price, and I work as the Harm Reduction Coordinator, which means I am coordinating this project. I have worked at Operation Come Home for almost 8 years, which means that I have seen a lot of trends change over the time that I've been here. So this funding we have received through Health Canada will help us to address some of the areas that need some extra support. Currently, we are developing a new program that will employ 5 additional staff, 4 peer support case managers, and a counselor. For the youth engaging in this program, they will be matched with a peer support case manager who will meet them where they are at and will work with them from a harm reduction perspective. In addition, any individual accessing this program will have the option of working with a counselor who will work in a collaborative manner with the youth in order to reach their goals. This work is very needed in our city. I'm sure most of you have witnessed the difficulties our city and community members have been facing lately. We may often pass people on the street who may be living in a tent or asking for money, and it is so easy to look away. But that young woman that you just walked by is someone's daughter, sister, friend. She has graduated from post-secondary. She is looking for work and housing while living on OW and living in a shelter. She loves working with animals and has goals for a future career. And if you are in a privileged position like me and the people here at OCH, you get to witness her secure housing, have a child, work a full-time job, and overcome her substance use disorder. It's these stories that we miss when we look the other way. These are the stories we are so lucky to witness at Operation Come Home. Le financement accordé par Santé Canada permettra à Opération Rentrée au foyer d'offrir aux jeunes la possibilité de travailler avec une personne capable de leur fournir un soutien émotionnel, social et pratique. Nous sommes ravis de disposer d'un programme qui nous permettra de travailler aussi étroitement avec les jeunes et nous avons hâte de voir les impacts positifs que ce travail aura sur notre communauté. Merci. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Katie. And now I'd like to turn over to our colleagues at Health Canada to take it from here. So, thank you.
We'll begin with questions in the room before taking questions from Zoom. Please state your name, media outlet, and who your question is directed to. We'll ask for one question and one follow-up. Nous commencerons par les questions dans la salle. Avant de prendre les questions de Zoom, veuillez indiquer votre nom, votre média et le destinataire de votre question. Vous aurez la possibilité d'une question et avec un suivi. Merci. On va passer à la première question.
Hi, MP Naqvi. Thank you for taking our questions this afternoon. I'm Jillian Piper with Global News. The NDP and Conservatives have accused your party of being out of touch with the middle class. How do you campaign against that idea if you have a Bank of Canada governor, or former one, leading your party? Do you think any candidates will help you in that regard in the leadership race?
Well, let me first of all say that our government has been really focused on the needs of Canadians. The pandemic was an extraordinary moment in time, and we saw the impact of the pandemic, and our government worked really hard to make sure that not only we protect the lives of Canadians through that incredible public health emergency, but also support Canadians as we went through the pandemic. And since then, our focus has been to strengthen the economy in that post-pandemic environment. And I think all indicators demonstrate that economy is far stronger today than it was before the pandemic. Having said that, there's some real challenges that Canadians are facing, especially around cost of living and the threat that we see from the United States, and that remains the focus of the government. And I'm confident that all individuals who are remarkable people with extensive experience will be presenting their plan as to how we keep building Canadians, creating supports for everyday working Canadians, and ensure that our relationship with the United States works in the best economic interest of Canadians as well.
Thank you, MP Naqvi. And just as a follow-up, candidates are dropping out of the leadership race. We saw Ministers Anita Anand and Steve McKinnon drop out over the weekend. Are you concerned that the race won't be as robust as it could be in terms of who will lead the party and who will be the next interim PM?
Yeah, I'm very confident that the race is going to be a robust race. Of course, people, there's still a lot of time for people to decide as to who will be entering the race, and they will be making their decisions and in due time. I'm interested in the ideas that put forward. I'm interested in exactly what I was talking about, is how we're going to build an economy that works for everyday Canadians, to make their lives more affordable, so young people can have the opportunities to build their lives and contribute to the communities they live in. I'm interested in looking at how we're going to face this extraordinary threat from the United States when it comes to the Trump tariff threat, and get the best deal in the best economic interest of Canadians.
MP Naqvi, Judy Trin with CTV News. I'm wondering if, given the time constraints that you bring up and in regards to the threats from Donald Trump, these concerns, would you support the idea more of an internal candidate with a current seat already in Parliament, as opposed to putting your support towards someone who doesn't have a seat, who does not have perhaps the experience in government?
So, Judy, let me first state for all of you, I'm part of what's called Team Neutral. I'm staying neutral in this race. I'm helping the party organize a leadership race that is credible, fair, and transparent. I think it's really important. Canadians expect that of us, that the process that we follow as a party to elect our next leader is a credible process. So I feel, given my background as a lawyer, somebody who's been involved in the Liberal Party for some time, I can really offer my guidance in that regards. To your question, the conversations that I have been having with my community, people are really not concerned about whether somebody has a seat in the House of Commons or not. I think people recognize that there's going to be an election at some time in 2025. What people are really focused on is the future direction of the country. Who can put forward a positive a plan forward that is going to help build our economy, that is going to make sure that we can take on the economic threat that we are facing from incoming President Donald Trump. That's the kind of leadership people are looking for, because what we've seen from Pierre Poilievre, for instance, is no such plan. If anything, we have seen more division, more negativity, a focus on power only. And all the leadership candidates for the Liberal Party who are coming forward together, regardless of whether they have a seat in the Parliament or not, they're being looked upon for their ideas and the kind of leadership that they're going to offer to move Canada forward, to ensure that economically Canada is in a far stronger place than we find ourselves right now.
Given the very high price of entry at $350,000 and the deadline for getting new memberships by January 27th to register for this, to vote in this race, do you worry that there will not be perhaps energizing the grassroots that leadership campaigns are supposed to do, that will be lacking in this race?
Well, I think look, there are time constraints, no doubt about it. As I said, there's going to be an election in 2025. I think it's really important that we have a strong leader in place as quickly as possible. Judy, I can tell you by talking to many members of my community. I was out canvassing both Saturday and Sunday this weekend, but also talking to Liberal members across the country. There is a lot of excitement about this race. A lot of people are coming forward to join the Liberal Party so that they can have a say. In fact, I say to young people that there's a great opportunity for you to become part of the Liberal Party and have a say as to who the next leader and the Prime Minister of Canada is going to be. So I think there's that excitement and engagement there. And what people are really now waiting for, including myself, is to hear those ideas, to see the demonstration of strong leadership someone who's going to build a brighter, positive future for our country.
Thank you, Parliamentary Secretary Naqvi. We'll now proceed to questions from journalists online on Zoom. Nous allons maintenant prendre des questions des journalistes sur Zoom.
Merci beaucoup. Si vous êtes journaliste et vous désirez poser une question, veuillez utiliser l'option de lever votre main. If you are a reporter and wish to ask a question, please use the hand-raising function. Nothing for Zoom, so I will send it back to the room. Thank you. Merci.
This will conclude today's event. Thank you very much to everyone for coming. Merci à tous d'être ici avec nous aujourd'hui.
Thank you very much.